All right, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this fantastic morning? We're going to take a look at Bitcoin and a couple other markets as everything is looking a bit red this morning. So we're going to take a look at that, see if we can't find some price action setups this morning. How is everybody doing in the chat? Welcome. So first and foremost, let's go look at Mr. Bitcoin. What is he doing today? Or she, or they. All right, so basically you had a nice little pop. I find it funny that pop in price took us right to where? Oh, $40,623.33. Why would price go there? Well, that's the main resistance Bitcoin must break above before it's going to get any traction above all of this chop. So you can clearly see that is resistance. It was resistance here, it was resistance there, and it's resistance here yesterday. You can see today is trading as an inside day, very small range in comparison to what we had yesterday. This is essentially a short squeeze. That is basically it. All the retail investors that got short down here, these pops have absolutely squashed them very nice and hard. So this is what this big range candle was yesterday. Sometimes, depending on how big the short squeeze is, depending on how many liquidations happens, will determination the size of the bounce in price. Now, with that being said, I must tell you that Bitcoin is still in a downtrend, and in downtrends, pops in price will likely be sold into. So if the bulls are able to keep going with what they have done so far, get above that $40,623 area, I'm pretty sure you're going to see price move into the 46K range. All right, that's a pretty big push once you get above that level. There is a lot of stops setting over this swing high right there. So if Bitcoin is able to push up into that area, you may see another big range candle like you seen yesterday. Now, we were watching this price down here on Saturday's Crypto Weekly Outlook to see if Bitcoin would come back in and find support. All right, 32,816. Obviously, Bitcoin did not come back in that close because Bitcoin, a lot of people like to FOMO into Bitcoin when Bitcoin starts putting in green candles. So there is no pullback whatsoever. Today, or yesterday and today, is the closest we have came to that pullback. Let's go look at the weekly so that way we can get these weekly levels situated. So you have a weekly resistance level that will be 39,015. That will be your weekly. If Bitcoin is unable to close above that this week, then you may see a pullback in price at that point in time. The last resistance level that Bitcoin put in on the weekly level is 35,284.05. That will vary on, it just depends on which exchange you're looking at. So Bitcoin has several different exchanges and most of them have different prices. So these prices will not be exact depending on what you're looking at. This is Coinbase's data feed. I always go by Coinbase's data feed because it's the main American data feed for cryptos. And you can see that was a nice bullish engulfing that we had last week. If you remember Saturday, I was saying that we definitely wanted to see last week, which closed on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we definitely wanted to see that close above. Welcome to the Agile Leader. And also, I wanted to make you a mod real quick. You have been knighted, my friend. Thank you so much for putting in those timestamps. I really appreciate that, my friend. And welcome. All right, so back to the analysis. We wanted to see this close above last week's open, and we got that in spectacular fashion. I mean, it like I said, guys, if you're looking at a weekly close, it doesn't matter until like the last hour or two of that weekly close. Then you will see price do what it was originally intending to do. There was your big close. Not only did you close above last week's candle, or the prior week's, excuse me, you also closed above that weekly resistance level right there. So that put in that's going to be a new resistance level, which is also going to bring you all the way back down to this week's open, which would not be good. All right, that's never really bullish in my opinion. So if we throw a fib level on this weekly candles range all by itself, go into the intraday charts and expand it, you can see that you have already went down below the 618 retracement level, which is okay as long as you're not closing hourlies below that 786 level. If you're closing hourlies below there, all you have to do is go just a little bit further down to 35,451 and you will have completely retraced this week's bullish candle. I do not like this move right here. All right, if I take you over here to the S&P 500, you're going to see that we're having a bit of a sell-off this morning on this. I think this has something to do with earnings. I can't find any news headline at all to suggest why we are finding a top, or not a top, but why we're pulling back. You can see that we are back above yesterday's open. So as long as you're closing hourlies above that price, you haven't closed an hourly above that price yet, but if you can get back above that price, then you can probably look for long side setups on this. So I don't understand what's going on as far as the news, if there is any at all. So this could just simply be a pullback. But back over here to Bitcoin, you can see that that's not just simply a pullback. Once this down range hourly candle was put in, you can see that you haven't even been back up to test the close of that candle yet. Once you trade it away. All right, obviously I see that these two candles here tested the open. Let's get rid of this thing as it's done its job. You can see that these two candles, this bearish candle and that bearish candle, did test the open, but once you traded away from it, you have not been back in for a test of it. If this is unable to get back above 37,744, you will see Bitcoin start to roll back over to come back down and test this support down here at 36,537. So when I'm scalping these ranges, guys, intraday ranges, I'm not looking to take shorts on assets looking for massive gains. I simply take positions at the top end of the range and I look for profit targets at the low end of the range. So you can see Bitcoin's coming in right now for an hourly test of your last hourly resistance level at 37,461. So you need an hourly closure above that, and then hopefully you get back above that area up there. But, is this an area to buy? I mean, it's the first pullback that you've gotten since Bitcoin started to make its bullish move the other day, right? That's the first time you've pulled back. You have pulled back beyond that midway point of the weekly range. So we're going to have to wait and see. This is shaping up to be an inside candle. So there's not very much to do on Bitcoin today. You have to go all the way up here at $40,000 to take out the range to the upside. You have to come all the way down here to take out the range to the downside. One of these sides will be taken out. Which one is it? We'll have to wait and see. I don't see anything in here that would suggest that there is any support inside of that candle. That's when you have to go into a smaller time frame to find these areas. And you can see here, this is an 8-hour swing. That's that. No, it's not. This is that main swing high, but here is the last 8-hour swing high with a resistance level that so far price is staying above. So that will be our main price point to watch for today and possibly tomorrow. So let's get rid of that. That price is going to be 36,250. That is your near term 8-hour possible support. Right now, this last candle will be support, but as far as old levels on the chart, that's as far as I would go back to see if that would possibly hold support. So as long as we're closing 8-hour candles above that, I think Bitcoin is fine. If you get an 8-hour closure below that, you're going to have broke beneath that 618 retracement on the weekly range, and you're probably coming in for a deeper retest. The next area for that retest is going to be all the way down there at 34, or let's just call it $35,000, which just happens to be that red 8-hour candle right there. So these two areas are where we're going to be watching to see if Bitcoin can hold that as support. I don't like to see just one candle push into support. I like to see multiple support tests, as that gives you a little bit more confluence and possible gives you more opportunities to look for the bullish entries. If you're taking out that 36,250, I will be looking for short side sets again on it. because it is in a downtrend and you haven't taken out that main daily resistance level, which has been resistance ever since you pushed all the way down to the yearly open, right? $40,000. That's going to be your main resistance level. Bitcoin needs to get above that. And then there's a big trend line up there. But until you get up there, there's no point in even talking about it, right? Because this could turn around today and go right back down to the lows in the next few days. I don't know if that's what's going to happen. Obviously, this was a nice push out of this price action. This was very, very small, itty bitty, tiny daily ranges. And then you just have big monster green range coming out. And that's what you want to see for any kind of bullish momentum. So I am looking right now for Bitcoin to keep trying to push higher. Obviously, if I do take any longs today or tomorrow on another crypto asset playing this price action on Bitcoin, I will be only aiming for that resistance level right there. So yesterday we took a trade. Well, not we, I'll say I, because not many others did also get it, because it was absolutely screwing around with us for the better part of yesterday morning. So this is what we were looking at yesterday. We were trading up in this area. This thing, on every time frame, every way you look, this looked like a buy. All right. If you go to the daily, it looked like a buy. You were testing the 50 spot of your RSI on a daily closing basis, and everything just was looking more bullish than anything. The reason I was looking for short side sets first and foremost is because we took out this support level right here with this push lower. You traded up into your first Heath level or area of supply right there on that bullish candle. And that is where price reversed, put in a lower high, coming back up and testing this new area of supply, and found it and put in a lower close. So on this push up, I was looking at this as just another pop in price to continue the near-term trend, which is to the downside. On a daily, you have put in a low, a lower high, and a lower low. So on the daily, you have indeed changed around your trend. Now, this doesn't mean it has to stay going lower, obviously. It just means that for the time being, and as long as today closes where it is or lower, you will see a breach of that 50 spot on the RSI. So where price currently was a very pivotal area yesterday. So that's why I was looking for short side setups. We were on this candle right here. We pushed up well above this hourly Heath level where we were first looking for possible entries. But we don't just randomly take those entries. We wait for price to show us something. So let's get rid of the lines, all of them, because half of these I don't even know what they are. And let's go in here and just put in this line right here. Let's go into the 5-minute chart. Excuse me. And I will show you what we were looking at. Just bear with me for one moment. All right, so this was yesterday morning's price action. We were in this area right here when I was looking at the charts looking for entries. Now, if I put this right here, you can see that there's a lot of wicks in this section, and we were looking for price to push up into that area and then falter. And the last spot was 110,400. That was the last line in the sand for me. And that would have been this bullish Heath level right there. If I go back, I can't remember if it coincided with a higher time frame level or not. But that's where I was looking for price to hold. So going back into the small time frames, you can see once you pushed up into this, you took out all the stops resting above this section of price and this section of price. So all of these stops were gone as soon as those stops were triggered, and we traded back below this level here. I then watched it and told basically that this was going to be an area, if you do get a 5-minute closure back above that, you're going to scrap this trade. Most people did already scrap it, because once we started to trade away with this bearish candle, we had one little more fake out move to the upside. And it happened real close to 9 o'clock. This was 8:35 and then 8:40. Then you came back in for a retest. This is when I got short. I got short based on what I was looking at on the hourly. and my entry ended up being pretty close to the close of that bullish candle, and my stop was right above that wick. All right, so my target was the low of day, this down here. Now on this push, I exited 2/3 of my position like I always do, and then I moved my stop to break even, and you can see last night, boom, stopped out. And then the price rolled over and continued to go in the direction at which I thought. Had I left my stop above there, I would still be in the trade, but there is no reason or no point in crying over spilled milk. The trade was successful. I hit the target that I was looking to hit. That happened. Okay, so all's good and done, right? Next trade. You just move on, keep putting one foot in front of the other. This thing is still holding hourly support. So this is going to be hourly support down here. We are getting a little bit of bearishness from this, but this is just from yen strength. That is it. Because if you look at the euro, you're going to see dollar strength as well. So USD JPY should not be falling. Where is it? Where did it go? Did I get rid of it accidentally? There it is. So this shouldn't be falling as much. I mean, it will as long as the yen is stronger than the USD. Obviously, then it'll keep falling. But I would suggest not looking for any shorts on this asset, not just yet, because you are into that support. And it is a pretty big support. You can see since it was put in back over here, it has not been broken. And it still hasn't been broken. So yeah, I don't know if I'd be looking for any short side setups right here, right now. Does look like a pattern if you're looking at it like that. But if it is, that would be your neckline, correct? So you got to get a break and a close below that. And you got to get a retest of that. And then price needs to trade away for that pattern to play out. I am not a pattern trader, so I am not looking for that to happen. All right, now Euro USD doing the same thing. Big, strong push down this morning. You have traded into support right there. That will be support. One spot 17720 until it isn't. All right. You can see right now that price is trying to get a small pop. All of your yen pairs have taken a dump this morning. There is CAD yen, USD yen. We've already seen that one dump. If you go over here to Aussie yen, dump. New Zealand yen, dump. So I don't know what's going on. Yesterday it looked like prices was going to get a bit of bullishness and maybe keep us going for a few days, but no. Price stopped dead in its tracks, put in this what looks like buying pressure candle to the rookies, and now you've already taken out that target. So that sucks for us because we don't have a target, right? There's no point in trying to jump into a day trade this morning aiming for a fresh low that was just put in. I like aiming for lows that haven't been taken out yet. So there will be no trade on this. Probably no trade on Aussie yen either, as it did the same thing. Came in, take out this low down there. So looking for trades is what we will be doing this morning. So what is up, everybody? Good morning. Great morning, everybody. Let me just read the chat real quick. Coffee brewed, like smashed, attention focused. Thank you for being here, my friend. Hello, Master Heath. Always thank you so much for what you're doing for us. You're welcome, my friend. You are welcome. Oh, Heath, here. Wait. Here you are. Was just waiting for you. Can you review AXY USDT? Sure. Let's go look at it. I'm thinking you're wrong. Maybe you're thinking about this. Because you put in a Y, so I can't find anything like that. But here's this, and this thing has been a little bit bullish, right? Lately, it's been extremely bullish, more bullish than any other crypto asset out there. Came in for a retest of support, that's where it found it, and you got continuation to the upside. Is there anything to do on it today? Absolutely not. Are you looking for shorts? Nope. Are you looking for longs? Nope. The move is already transpired. The trade would have been down here at this area there, right? $13. Didn't give you much. It didn't even give you a test to be honest with you. So let's go into a smaller time frame. Yeah, so it would have been difficult to get a gauge on that, because even if you go up there, well, you can see that it did barely hold price. You did get a close below right there, but that, as soon as that high was taken out, that could have been your entry, stating that this would have been a bear trap. Anytime you have a close below a support level, and then the next price candle, whatever time frame you're looking at, takes out the high of that trap candle, then chances are you might have a different way set up on your hand. So if you have a bear trap, you may be looking for bullish entries, and if you have a bull trap, you're looking for bearish entries. And a good way to do that is, like I said, wait for the high of that trap candle to be taken out. And there it was, taken out with haste. You never even came in for a pullback. This is extremely momentous to the upside. When you're not even getting pullbacks on 8 or daily candles or 8-hour candles, look at this pullback on the daily. Like, that is absolutely nothing. That's like 1 hour bearish candle and then see ya. So, I mean, it's extremely bullish. There's nothing you can do. Here was a pullback, and it was making lower closes, taking out support levels on the hourly until you put in this one there, and then price traded away from it, came back in for a test of that candle. That is your entry. This candle right there. All right? You watch the open of that candle, the bearish candles. If you're looking for bullet, that's the 4th time I've clicked that and it didn't grab. If you are looking for bullish entries, you are looking to enter on a test of the open of your bearish candle, your demand zone, and vice versa for bearish entries. If you're looking for bearish entries, you are looking for entries in or around your bullish Heath level or supply. So that's your entry. If you're buying up here, you're doing it wrong. Is it possible that it continues to trade up? It absolutely is. But if you want to be successful in this game, you're going to have to do it my way. Right? My way is taking entries on this. Put your stop below the wick of that candle. That way, if it goes lower than that candle, you know you're wrong and you're out of the trade. It's that simple. We never know if price is going to hold as support, or if we're looking for shorts, we never know if price is going to hold at resistance. We cannot see the future. But these are your higher probable setups. I've shown you over and over and over again. This is what you're looking for, right? Right now, you need a pullback. It's absolutely way too bullish. Also, you took out this high, so the high probable trade was into the highs, not after you've taken out the highs. Because now, with all this higher buyers in the market, sellers can sell to those higher buyers and cause price to go right back down again. This thing, like I said, a couple people has told me it has something to do with gaming and whatnot, but that's it. I know nothing about it. Nothing at all. I can trade it, but I cannot trade it on the futures side. Let me pull this over here. Let me see if I can pull this up and see if, before I say that, yes, I cannot trade it on the future side. And that's the side that I use on KuCoin. So just give it a chance to come back in and find support. You're trading at the highs. You are putting in bearish divergence, right? I don't care too much about bearish divergence, but you are putting it in. When you're making higher highs on price and lower highs on the oscillator, that's when you need to just step back, because other people do trade based on that. People do take those entries. This is why I keep an eye on it, because I know that people are going to be looking to short this thing pretty soon. The longer the divergence goes, the more and more short entries are going to build up. And so, yeah, wait for that to happen. Wait for the shorts to win on the divergence pullback, and then you can look for bullish entries if you think it's going to continue to be bullish. But as of right now, there is nothing to do on it. There is nothing better than ice cold water in the morning. Can you check SNX USDT on the KuCoin? Yeah, SNX USDT on the KuCoin, and then I'm gonna scroll through some FX pairs real quick to see if I can find a setup. Yeah, it had a nice bullish push too, but not nearly as big as the other assets. So it did come in on the same day. You put in that bullish engulfing on the daily, or aka outside day. We found a level inside there. That was your 4-hour support. That held price. Well, price never even got to it, but yeah, it held. That was the level we were looking for to hold as support. It did, but I mean, this isn't a huge push. Like, this isn't nothing compared to what Bitcoin did. So this thing is lagging other assets, right? It is putting in an inside day right now. If you're going to be bullish on this thing and you think Bitcoin is going to be bullish, your entry will be $8.58. This is not financial advice. If you do take that trade, make sure you are only using a small portion of your overall equity. No more than 1%, especially if you are new at this. 1%. That way, if you get triggered on the entry, if you are wrong, you get stopped out and you can look for entries lower. All right, but that will be the entry if it even gets back down there. And probably will, right? That's not a good looking hourly candle. So we shall see. With Bitcoin pulling back on the day and a lot of other things pulling back on the day, I would absolutely wait for a test of that level, and you do not want to see an hourly close below it. If you get an hourly close below it, then scrap the trade. Just leave it alone. All right, let's go look real quick at some Forex pairs just to see if we can find a setup. Aussie Swiss red on the day, not looking for that. Actually, if we were looking for shorts, this one is giving more of an opportunity than anything else. There's going to be support. So you're trading right at support. Let's go into the hourly, see what we got. Let's check the 8-hour real quick. See what we're looking for. So there's an 8-hour Heath level that has already been tested. That is when the entry occurred. So all right, this is beautiful. So this is what I'm saying. Like, this was your Heath level here. So if you were looking for shorts on Aussie Swiss, this is when you would have gotten it or taken it or been looking to take it. Let's go to an hourly and see if that would have correlated with anything else. Well, yeah, right here. I mean, that's your test of it on an hourly. However, we would have probably been watching this hourly instead since it's close to the level, but not directly on it. That's where we would have been looking for entries. Now, if you go back into the 8-hour time frame, you can see that you got one session and then your second session, or no, absolutely, that was your entry. So one session, you got to push down, and then it stopped dead in its tracks. So if I was short, if I took this short yet last night, then I would be looking to exit this thing probably, because you've had 1, 2, 3, 4 sessions attempt to get below there and close below, and it's unable to do it. So that tells you everything you need to know, right? This thing hit a brick wall to the downside. Go into the smaller time frame, you can see that absolutely this put in an hourly trap, meaning it took out support to the downside with an hourly close, and then the next candle was an inside candle, and then boom, straight up, taking that out. So this thing is probably going to be choppy today because all the yen pairs, or everything trading against the yen, is getting smoked. So I don't know if I'd be looking for longs, especially not with it being in a downtrend on a daily. Also, I mean, that's a nasty daily candle. If it gets high enough, though, I mean, I don't know. It did take out that. So let's move on. Let's find something else. What's Aussie and ZD doing? Same thing. Nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Trading sideways for all week, right? Last week and the beginning of this week. This is all chop. This is hard to trade right here. Aussie dollar. trying to test that heat level there. Daily close above this, then we're probably going to be pushing up higher. But there's another level of resistance right above you at 74306. Nothing. I didn't see anything yesterday either. Yesterday was a crapshoot. There was literally one trade that I seen, and that was Euro or USD JPY. So if you guys find anything, let me know and I'll take a look at it. This is finding resistance as well. I mean, perfectly. So maybe the trade on this will be down here. Right there. Let's see the intraday charts. I don't like that bearish candle. That's an outside range candle. Boom, to the downside. How many pips is that to that next level? So from where price is to that level of support is 36 pips. On pound CAD, that's not a very big move. It's in a slight uptrend. What is it doing on a daily again real quick? You're above that, so you would want to be looking for bullish entries. But I don't see anything bullish about this. So moving on. If anything, like if this thing trades back up into this area or this area, we may be able to look for short side sets around 8 o'clock. I mean, obviously this candle is probably going to be something. That's where the wick is, so I don't know. It looks like it's leaving without us. Yeah, there's not much going on in the FX world. That's why I didn't do an FX weekly outlook, because there's nothing going on. When your dollar is like doing what it's doing, it makes things difficult. See this? This is chop, right? We do see what we thought was going to be a breakdown of an ascending wedge. We got a nice bearish push yesterday, but we traded right down into that wedge or that ascending trend line there. And you're getting a small daily bounce. To be honest with you guys, this dollar strength may be a short. Euro USD, bear with me a moment. Oh, it's a doji. This is Oanda. Damn it. Yeah. If we get an hourly closure below that level, scrap the trade, but we may be looking for longs on this. This thing has been extremely choppy. Look at this. Like, if I just leave this section of price on the chart, I didn't mean to do that. Look how choppy this has been. Up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Very difficult to trade, but I'm going to watch that one spot, 17717. One spot, 17717 area. As long as it's closing hourlies above that, I may be looking for bullish entries on this. I know it doesn't seem normal, and it's definitely against the trend, but we shall watch that area there. I don't care too much about this hourly resistance, support, because this hourly is keened in beautifully with that daily doji, which would be a Heath level if it had any more meat on its bone, but it just doesn't. CAD yen looks like it's breaking down, but this is a little bit choppy too. This was a massive push. Once you put in this low up here, took out this and that, and then you've been chopping around sideways ever since. So is this found support? It did break below support. Right there was support. On the hourly, there's your close below, and you are looking to take out that trap candle. So maybe watch 87 spot 539, as long as you're not closing hourly candles back below that level right there, you may be able to catch along. But the trend, near-term trend, and the momentum is moving down, so this could simply just be a pop for sellers to re-engage. All right, so that's what I would probably be waiting on. This isn't very momentous. It hasn't taken out that high yet either on a closing basis to make this candle a trap. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't care too much about the NZD pairs because, man, they are choppy and wicky. Very, very wicky. And I don't even know what's going on with this nonsense. So daily support is going to be that right there. Let's see where today closes. If it closes above 87546, we may be looking for bullish entries, but I doubt it. This looks like a short, right? This was your push lower, taking out that support level there. That's your first support. This is going to act as some sort of support. So now it put in that. That will be the support level. I would probably have been looking short for that too. But it's been choppy for the last 5 days. So really nothing going on in the Forex world. But I'll keep my ears to the wall or to the ground to see if I hear anything. Anybody see something they like. Pound yen getting stuffed at that quarterly ETH level. Right there. Yeah. There's your quarterly ETH level. There's your quarterly test. Period. Look at that. It's like, man, I didn't even look at pound yen. I wish I would have. I would have been looking to short that. Definitely looking to short this thing. Now, all the way back down to that. Let's get rid of this. There's your quarterly wick. So that area may act as resist or support. Apologies. So yeah, I will be looking for a test of this daily ETH level and looking to get short. This may be a fake out and you may get a bust above, but that has to happen. That was a test of that quarterly ETH level, and then boom, this is what you're getting today. That looks like bearish continuation, and there is a bearish target left unchecked on this thing. So maybe we will be watching this one. Yes, this target has not been broke. Oh, I just can't short it here though. It's 47 pips to that wick low, but where's resistance? We need a spot of resistance. Attack of that level 152.0 spot 39. I would be looking to short this asset. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, so technically we could get up there. I don't know if we will, but if we do, I will be watching 152.039 as a short. An hourly close above this level, 152.039. You are scrapping the trade. Please check UNFI USDT. UNFI USDT. Nice bullish pop. Traded right up into resistance. Traded above it with a close above it. So yeah, looks like this level's holding resistance again. You traded all the way up and took out these stops above this swing high. You need to get it back. You need to get back above that right there. Absolutely have to. And it looks like it will be doing that. That's a good close. Nice strong close right up next to that level. So I am assuming, and you did close above this hourly as well. So that's hourly resistance, and you got to close above it. It looks like you're going to be trading higher. But I mean, I just don't see an entry. I don't see an entry at all for long term or near term. I mean, I don't know what you're looking for. I definitely would not be shorting this. This is a lot of momentum. And this level's old. Like I said, I would have already moved it, but this price action's respecting it again. So this would have been the level to look to get short. This is just more bullish momentum, and then that's when the sellers step back in. So this is a retest of the open. So let's just put it back over here and say this. Boom. You definitely need to get above that. Where does that look like on the hourly? Beautiful. On the hourly. Was support until it was broken. So this is the first time you're going back in to test support as resistance. Need an hourly closure above 9.553. If you do not get that, the sellers will re-engage this. That is the line in the sand. That's your daily level, and it corresponds beautifully with the hourly. Boom, boom. Like I said, there was your close below. First test, traded away. So it hasn't been tested again since. Let's see if it gets above that on an hourly closing basis. If it does, it may be heading higher, but still there is no entry. The only entry would be to the short side. And I don't know if I would even take it, simply because it's got that much momentum. You have not had a bearish candle in this climb at all. That is momentous. Aggregating straight up to test that open of, or the close of that bullish candle. So yeah, you did take out the low. So this could just be a bounce, and you may get above it. I don't know which. There's nothing to do on it, unfortunately. Mom says Run DMC. FOMC meeting tomorrow night. BY drop in the S&P 500. What is today? Today's the 27th. Yeah, we have NFP next Friday, but you said FOMC. Yeah, but the FOMC, the main meeting that was everybody was waiting on, was a couple weeks ago. That's when we got that bearishness and everything. So I doubt he says anything different tomorrow. I think S&P might have to do with China. Yeah, I did see that too. China is doing a lot of crazy stuff. Freaking China has smell of geopolitics. Yeah, Aaron C. Thanks, my friend. I don't know. Thanks, Aaron, for helping the agile leader, Jeremy McMeckler. Sup, fam? What's up, fam? Earlier, would you short BTC? So how do you go about finding the altcoin to short? I don't know if I would short it. I was looking for shorts, and I discussed that trade Saturday, why it didn't work out on Algo, and I have not taken a trade on it since because it's been very unclear, right? A lot of bullish momentum coming out of there, so there's not necessarily somewhere to look to get short right now. It is in a downtrend, so I do want to look for shorts. It's just I don't like shorting stuff that has a ton of aggregation like that. Like, I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days you traded right back into an area that literally took weeks to get down below, right? So price aggregated back up to that level twice as fast. That's momentum. I mean, physically, price can't have momentum because it's not a physical object. So in physics, there is no such thing as momentum for price. It aggregates, right? And it aggregated super fast up there. Very quick. Price and time matters. How fast did it get there? Stuff like that. Like, that really matters. So you can see everybody that got short yesterday, they had 1 day of bearishness. Will they continue? Essentially, you tested the 618 of this range. I don't even have to throw the fib on it, and I can pretty much see it, of this daily range. Then you traded a little bit lower, and you're catching some kind of bullishness. Let's see if we can find a short side set on this. All right, so right there is going to be your hourly resistance. You tried to get above it there, couldn't. Now you're trying to get back above it. So an hourly close above 85 cents or 8580, so it's closer to 86 cents. Then you're looking for higher prices. Next area would be 87.89. This here, Boom. But you could absolutely turn around right here at this wick. So watch that too. These are going to be the three areas for possible short side sets. 87, 89, 87, 30, and 85, 80. An hourly close above, well, I'll tell you what, an hourly close you're above that, 87, 30, you're not looking for shorts in my opinion. Because this was bullish and this is a retest. But it's a deep retest. Let's just go ahead and put the fib on it. Yeah, 786. That's where it found support. But that's a deep test. Deep test. But it could still hold there, right? So these two levels are my favorite to look for shorts. Hourly close above 87.30 or not. The reason I like algo, because it moves, right? And you can put on a big position. So just from here to here is 10%. If you got 5x leverage on, I don't know, say 20,000 algos, that's a pretty fantastic trade, right? So that's why I've been trading it. As long as it's moving. If it's doing this, you're not trading it. Right? But as long as it's moving up or down, it's tradable. But yeah, we'll watch those levels, Mr. Agile. Let's see if we can get a short there. Up. It just glitched. Where are we at? Okay, there we were. Hey, good day. Can you check gold, Amazon, and Zoom? Mr. Epic wants me to check 3 tickers. AMZN has got earnings today, I think. So there's nothing to do on Amazon. You don't do anything ahead of earnings. And this thing is trading at all-time highs. Almost. Beautiful breakout of this. Boom, boom, boom. Breakout, retest, resume. No, it doesn't work at all. Never works, right? Probably didn't on the first attempt. But as soon as that high was taken out, see ya. You're trading pre-market. I think there is... I don't remember. I don't have the thing turned on down there, but I know Amazon has earnings this week, or maybe it had it yesterday. There's 3, a couple of them having it today, and I don't know if it's one or not, but there's Amazon. There's nothing to do. You're trading at all-time highs. Pre-market, you're trading at where yesterday closed, right around it. Right around where yesterday closed. So there's nothing to do, man. This is all-time highs. All-time highs. Not looking for anything at all-time highs. The trade was down here or here. I don't know what that level is, just old, but it did hold. I'll tell you why it held, because right there is your daily Heath level for short side sets, and it failed, right? Daily Heath level, so price comes back into there, you're looking for shorts, boom, failed. Since it traded away from that area, came back in, this is a retest, and look at that retest. Would you? Do you get any better than that? So tell me that price isn't respecting that price. What is that price? It's 31.27. This candle's low is 31.27, spot 37. So 37 cents off. That's as good as you can get, guys. That's why I look at these levels. They absolutely work. Because when you broke it, notice how you closed above, you never tested it once you broke away. So this just came back in to retest it. That's your possible buying entry. We never know if they're going to work. That's why we must use stops. But yeah, broke out above that trend line and see ya. You technically did get 2 bull traps above that trend line though. So that's Amazon, gold. No. Let's look at XAU. gold CFD on Oanda, and I did find a CFD on the. It's the same, almost the same thing as the S&P 500, but it's the NAS 100. It pulls up a CFD as well. Gold's breaking down. As long as dollar remains going up, gold's going to go down. The dollar is at an area of possible resistance. So today is going to be a pivotal day on the dollar. And if it turns around, then gold may turn around. But right now, gold's got a lot of work to do. You take out support here, there, and there. So for the last 2 days, you've been taking out and making new supports. So there's absolutely nothing to do on gold. Not today. Not today. Are you looking for entries here for it to go long? Maybe. It's unlikely. This thing was pushed down low enough to take all the stops out, but then you had continuation right back down to the area. So it's an inside. Well, no, it's not. It took out yesterday's low. There's nothing to do on it, my friend. There's not a short here or a long, in my opinion. And what was the other one? Zoom. I don't know Zoom's ticker. I've never traded it. So it's ZM. It got clobbered, but it looks like it's trying to rebound. So you're looking for bullish entries, but you're not looking for bullish entries where it currently is. You're going to be looking for a retest of that price, 361.39. You want to see a daily push down into that, and you want to see that level hold. If that level holds, then you can look for bullish entries. But that's where you'd be looking on Zoom for entries. There's nothing to do today as you are coming up into an area of possible resistance right there. So you're not looking to enter inside of that. If you're looking for shorts, you look there. If you're looking for longs, you look down here. But a daily close above that squashes shorts. The momentum is a little bit bullish, not massively though. So you're coming off of a pretty good downtrend since last November. That's when you peaked. October the 19th, you peaked 2020. And all of 2021, you've been trading down except for like the last month. So, yeah. Watch 361.39 for possible bullish entries, 381.02 for possible shorts. Earlier, you would... Oh, I answered that already. Thank you. Run DMC 8th. I never used the RSI, but wanted to understand it better as others use it. Any chance you can look at Bitcoin RSI with a view to explaining what it is, e.g. divergence? Yeah, I'm not sure if there is any divergence on Bitcoin. I'll go look real quick. I use divergence for one thing and one thing only, to see where it is in relationship to price, right? So as long as it's above 50, I try to look for bullish opportunities. But if price is just showing me that it looks more like a short, then I go by price first, always. This is why you will see me sometimes taking shorts even if the RSI is above 50. But generally speaking, those best entries for swing trades and whatnot are going to be close to the 50 spot. So right now, Bitcoin, you can see the momentum clearly has taken everything out. So if you were looking at the oscillator and treating it as a line chart of price, you can see that that's a breakout and you've taken out multiple areas of stops. So when you do get short squeezes, they can continue for multiple days depending on how big the squeeze is, depending on how many people got liquidated. So basically, the near term of Bitcoin is a little bit bullish, but you don't want to buy it now because you're getting too close to the outside range of what people call overbought. So they like to short these areas. I don't, because price can remain overbought for 3 months on a daily RSI. So you're not looking for shorts just because it's overbought. In fact, I would argue to say that you're probably looking for longs if it's overbought, simply because the momentum is bullish. Right now you have a lot of bullish momentum. So what you would be waiting on for a decent trade on Bitcoin, if you're looking for a hodl position of spot, you're wanting to see this thing pull back in and around that 50 spot. And then you want to get that correlated with a price level, like an old resistance level like that. So let's get rid of let's get rid of that. Here, let me just remove all drawings and put a fresh one here. So like something like that. Yes, that would look very bearish and everybody would get a lot freaked out, right? But as long as that RSI comes in and holds above that 50 spot and there's a nice daily level there for it to also hold a support, you can possibly look for bullish entries there, right? Looking for this bullish momentum to continue. A lot of people disagree with me on that, but I'm telling you right now, I've nailed some of my best trades trading it like that. I mean, you can see how it works, man. There's a test of the 50. So here would have been a beautiful long, would it not? There's daily support right there. Back test it. I mean, I don't have time to do it today, but just back test it. There's daily support. In hindsight, yes, but hindsight's a good teacher. There's your test of support, and it closed back above. There's your 50 test. That is a long entry, is it not? It was. It doesn't always work, guys. Everything in trading works, just not all the time. Just keep that in mind. Also, use stops. Try to use 1% on these trades until you get good enough to where then you can risk more. But as a learning new trader, if you're risking more than 1%, you're doing it wrong. You're going to blow your account. I have blown multiple accounts. It is easy to do. Trading over leverage, trying to get rich too quick does not work out. Hardly ever. And especially if it does happen, chances are they're going to lose that money. Like anybody that got rich on Bitcoin lately, if they didn't take that money out, put it in a savings account, if they're still trading with that funds, trying to get richer, they're probably going to lose it all. If Bitcoin comes back down to there, to me, I won't like it, right? But as long as it's above the 50 spot on the RSI, I have to take what price is saying. So as long as Bitcoin holds support at 34,259, spot 23, and the RSI is above the 50 or testing it, that has to be a good spot for entries, right? And you would have to go into a smaller time frame chart to get a stop, right? Let's see what this looks like on an 8-hour or a 4-hour. So yeah, it puts you all the way back down here, this 4-hour Heath level. Yeah, see, I would not like it if it came all the way back down to there. But as long as it held. And depending on how fast it gets down there, the RSI may hit 50 a lot quicker, right? And I only look at the RSI on the daily. I don't care about RSI on any other time frame. So like if you get a big fat bearish candle in one day come all the way back down there, the RSI would probably be back down next to 40 or something, because this tracks momentum. It's a momentum oscillator. But algos and bots are programmed to do stuff like that. That's why technical analysis sometimes becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, because other people are looking at the same thing, and bots and algos are programmed to take entries off of that. I hope that helps, my friend. And as far as divergences goes, just there's a website called babypips.com. I don't get paid by them in any shape, form, or fashion to say that, but they have a pretty good section on divergences. They go over hidden bearish divergence, hidden bullish divergence, regular bullish and bearish divergences. They go over almost every kind of divergence there is, and it's pretty explanatory. Or, never mind. You know what I'm saying. Babypips.com. Agile leader question for the room. Can anybody recommend a tutorial on TradingView? I have one, my friend. I have one. And that's what you guys were talking about. Alright, guys. I'm going to have to... I did check Gold, Amazon, and Zoom for you, my friend. Oh, there you go. Why is NASDAQ and S&P 500 keeps going up? Do you believe in a crash? I don't think it's going to crash, man. No, because the Fed is buying it. That's why it keeps going up. That's what I'm saying. People that have been looking for a crash on the S&P 500 are idiots. The Fed has basically told you and on every single FOMC that they are going to continue their asset purchase plan. They are purchasing assets. So they have an unending amount of money. They can just keep buying and buying and buying and buying and buying. And that's why the S&P 500 keeps going up and up and up and up. Every pullback since March has been a buy. And it will remain to be that way until the Fed comes out and says, hey, we are going to raise interest rates. When they say that, then you will get a pop or a push down in price. How far? I don't know. But eventually they're going to have to. I can't see them riding it like this forever, but it can be another 5-10 years before they ever even try to raise rates. And some people believe they never will be able to raise rates because basically the S&P 500 is a crackhead and the Fed is cooking crack and they are simply feeding its addiction, and that's what's going on. So eventually it has to stop, right? Either dies of an overdose or whatever. I mean, that's basically what's going on here. So yeah, as long as the Fed continues their asset purchases, you guys need to be long on the S&P 500. All right, I'm going to have to wrap it up, unfortunately. I do got to get ready to look for some positions. Absolutely. Got to find something. I guess the only thing we're going to be looking for, though, is going to be, what was it? It was British pound, Japanese yen. That was the best looking setup that I've seen. So just keep an eye on that. As always, I have to thank my channel members and Patreons. Thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate it so very much. So yeah, just keep an eye on pound yen. And I'm also going to watch Euro USD to see if it finds support. I'm not going to take any entries on Euro USD because it's been so choppy lately. So just keep an eye on it to see if it finds support, because the dollar, the DXY, is looking like it's shaping up to be a nice short on the day. The problem is it doesn't look good on the euro, and the euro is the most heavily weighted, the DXY, so it generally trades inversely to it. But so we're going to keep an eye on it, and we're going to be looking for pound yen one more time. We're going to be watching. Let's go back into the hourly. We're going to be looking for a push up into and around this level here at 152.040 to see if that area holds as resistance. All right. If it does, we will be looking for short side sets, and we will be targeting this bullish candle's wick low. That right there will be the target, 151 spot, 408. All right. You guys have a fantastic day. And you are below the 50. See that? Right there. That goes back in what I just said. There was a perfect test of the 50. The problem was it wasn't testing anything like as far as a daily support level or an old support, which may be resistance. But that's what you're looking for. All right. You guys have a fantastic day. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comment section below once this video posts to YouTube. And yeah, I will answer them, and I will see you later. Make sure you trade safe, trade smart. Happy trading, everybody.